I have noticed how a lot of people want to do it or fantasize doing it. Well, this is how I did it. This is how I lost my African accent.
More time my best friend I link me charge you. One reason why me come this party, cause I can pick it down, get down, get down.
Well, I hope by now you know that I'm lying. You know good and well that I still have my accent. And why on earth would I try to lose it? To be accepted? To fit in? To sound cool? Well, first of all, there's no one thing like one African accent. Somebody born and raised in Morocco, Ivory Coast, Tanzania, or South Africa speak English differently. We never met under a big mango tree to decide and agree on one English dialect that the whole continent should adopt. The thing with an accent is, it means more than you talking differently than your neighbor. According to Merriam-Webster, an accent is a way of speaking typical of a particular group of people and especially of the natives or residents of a region. In other words, accents are cultural. Now, why would you want to lose a cultural trait? Losing your accent is synonymous with losing your culture, losing yourself. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, here goes Luke again, trying to go all Kunta Kinte on it. But if you don't trust me, I hope you can trust Arianna Huffington. She's the CEO and founder of Thrive Global and the founder of the Huffington Post. She's the author of more than 15 books, and she has been named to Times Magazine's list of the world's 100 most influential people and Forbes' most powerful women list. She's originally from Greece, but she graduated from Cambridge University with an MA in economics. She's well-spoken, smart, and an expert storyteller from what I heard from the Tim Ferriss podcast. And there, at some point, she talks about her accent, how conscious she was about it, and when she tried to change it. You can find a link to the podcast in the description part below, but to save you some time, she worked with Jessica Blake, who's a famous dialect coach who worked with Hollywood actors like Tom Hanks for the role of Forrest Gump. And in her own words, Arianna Huffington says,
I knew exactly what I was doing wrong, but I could not really be an authentic, functioning human being and speak proper English. So I gave up reluctantly the hope of speaking the Queen's English.
My interpretation to that is, yes, she could have been able to speak the British English everybody likes, but that would have been at the expense of her personality and the content of what came out of her mouth. In other words, when you focus on a new accent, there is an authentic and original self that you lose in the effort of sounding like someone you're not. Sean Connery said it best: to cultivate an English accent is already a departure from who you already are. And you could argue that Arianna Huffington is known for writing books and articles and not giving speeches or reading. And you are partially right. But how can you explain the fact that she was the first foreign president of the Cambridge debate team? She made the cover of a lot of magazines because of that accomplishment. And she did it with a stronger Greek accent than the one she has now. And currently, she goes on multiple shows and podcasts and expresses herself eloquently and makes you want to know more about her. She does it all with an accent. Why can't you? I believe that for colonized countries, this dilemma of accents has a deeper meaning already ingrained in our sociocultural system. Frantz Fanon, in his book Black Skin, White Mask, says, every colonized people, in other words, every people in whose soul an inferiority complex has been created by the death and burial of its local cultural originality, finds itself face to face with the language of the civilizing nation. That is, with the culture of the mother country. The colonized is elevated above his jungle status in proportion to his adoption of the mother country's cultural standards. In other words, we believe that the more you adopt the colonized culture and language, including his accent, the more civilized you will be and the more respect you will earn from your peers. And I think in Africa, everybody, me included, grows in a society that thinks so, but that is categorically wrong. Respect should be earned by the content of your speech and not the accent you deliver it with. And I know there's a lot of people out there who like to point at your accent instead of focusing on the ideas you're trying to convey. But you usually find that those people have some wicked intents and motives. So as long as the message passes, you did your job, you are doing fine. All this being said, do not confuse accent with vocabulary. You still need to improve your vocabulary to eloquently express yourself. You also need to articulate, because not everybody can grasp what you say. Articulate. And honestly, I'm working on that too, so yeah. So there you have it. I'm not changing my Franco-Rwandese accent anytime soon, because it is a part of who I am and where I'm from. And most importantly, because I do not want to comply to this idea that I need to speak the Queen's English or le français de Molière for admiration and respect. This goes out to every language out there trying to learn. It's okay to just be yourself. Thank you very much for watching. Share this video with whoever you think needs it. I'm Luke Rolinda, and
Like a big